Hey, let's talk about how families work. And we don't think about this very often. Hi, I'm Tanya with Sober on Purpose, and we are here to help families with addicted loved ones live their best lives in full purpose and peace. So be sure and click below so we can make more videos. But how do families really function? So there's a really funny comic who says we are either going to a crisis, coming from a crisis, or we're in a crisis. And so in a family, we all have roles, and some of those are healthy and some of those are not. Let's take a healthy functioning family of 5. So if we have a healthy functioning family of 5, mom and dad and 3 kids, everybody has a role that they play. If one person stops doing the things that they do in the family, so say they broke their leg. Then everybody else in the family has to help or pick up their chores. The oldest boy broke their leg, so they're laid up, they're not able to mow the lawn, they don't feed the dog anymore, and there's extra care being given to them. That's fine. That's a crisis in the family. It happens. And then when the leg is healed, the young man comes back out. He starts feeding the dog again. He starts mowing the lawn, and he gets back into the family circle, right? So he's no longer in the middle of the circle. He's back on the outside, and then there's space for somebody else to hop in the middle if something happens. Maybe it's a time where there's a season where there's a lot of stress at work for mom, and she needs some extra help with meals and housekeeping and picking up the younger kids. So mom's in the middle, and then as soon as that time frame is over, she moves back out. When a family gets stuck is when the person in the middle stays there. So if mom is a workaholic and cannot pick back up her jobs or the things that she needs to do and stays in the middle, and everybody has to pick up her responsibilities, that changes the whole dynamic, which is what happens with an addicted loved one. Is they never leave space for somebody else to be in the center of the family and be taken care of. They are always the ones who require extra attention. They are always the ones that the family focuses around. They are always the one that, well, we better keep mom happy. You know what happens if that doesn't happen. And it is really drama and trauma when we don't take care of that person in the middle. So what happens is the family begins, you've heard this before, walking on eggshells around that person. That's where it becomes dysfunctional. We are constantly having one person in and out and in and out. That's a healthy family. A healthy family says, okay, right now you need more, then somebody else will need more, and we're going to shift and we're going to change and we're going to make those things happen. It's when that person in the middle, whether it be substance addiction, whether it be workaholism, whether it be anger and rage, whatever that is that keeps them in the middle, and the whole family centered around that one person, instead of taking care of each person in turn, as things happen, and they will, that causes a dysfunction in the family. So when that happens, then the other members of the family adapt, and they adapt as caregivers, whether they should be caregivers or not. You've heard the stories of young ones, 5, 6, 7-year-olds, putting mom to bed, putting dad to bed, taking care of breakfast or dinner for the younger ones, because that person is not picking up their role. So when we look at that dynamic, it's really important to realize that yes, that will happen, but it will happen in flex. So look at your family. Are you tied into a role where the person in the middle is always in the middle and you are always caregiving for that person? rather than them stepping out and picking up their responsibilities. Now, how do you shift that? And when you shift that, that changes everything. And that's what we're talking about with our coaching program, is setting healthy boundaries, looking at the flexibility of the family, and changing that dysfunction into health, so that the addicted loved one does not stay in the middle, but does pick up their family responsibilities. Because everybody in the family has responsibilities. It is not a healthy model for those on the outside of the circle to take care of the person in the middle. It becomes draining, exhausting, and you can also have physical symptoms in response to this. The body knows even when the mind may be in denial. So stepping into that and looking at your family dynamic is your project for today. Are you constantly, and I am using that as constantly circling around one person? Oh, they need this because we can't upset them because this will happen. We always have to take care of them or there will be a problem. And this can really heighten into, okay, all our resources are going to deal with rehab or court, or they need the latest and greatest to be happy. Or all of our time and energy is into, we're all taking care of mom because she needs it so much, because she's working so hard. Well, everybody in the family needs care, and there needs to be a balance on that. So look at your family and get curious about how you are supporting and possibly enabling this loved one's addiction so that they can continue doing it. And we're going to talk more about that. But look at who's on the outside, and is somebody stuck in the middle, or is it a healthy system where when there is a crisis, that person hops in and then they come back out and take over their responsibilities. I look forward to seeing you again. Go ahead and hit subscribe below so we can keep creating these videos.